Sports TV, live from Ivory Coast, Nigeria, and Guinea-Bissau will slug it out tomorrow. For Nigeria to see if they can make the next round, even though best losers they are already there. But then to win Guinea-Bissau is what is in the mind of the coach and the players. Looking at the fact that Guinea-Bissau beat us in the friendly match, which is a little bit inconsequential as Afcon is concerned. And here is my man. The man, what a rod. The man with the biggest voice, talking about the mighty George.
Yeah,
Mighty
good
George.
to see you, Sam.
Man, it's been a long time.
It's been ages, man. Ever since you took the trip across,
over a decade.
across the Atlantic, man.
Bro,
But thank God for social media,
you
know that kind of thing. Yeah, but you're doing good. I like what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that.
Holding down,
thank you
USA, Houston, Texas, till we come.
Yeah.
So when we come, we know
We'll
that's
come to
already, it's already laid down.
Already
for
laid
us,
down. No
you
problem.
know. Yeah.
So far so
Afcon.
good. The Afcon. What's your perception about the Afcon?
Well, I mean, look at it. It's the Super Eagles started, a bit shaky, and after the game, and then I now saw the Ghana game and I saw Egypt game. I was like, okay, is this a trend now in the Afcon? But of course, lots of criticisms came.
Yeah.
And it looks like when you hit the Super Eagles hard,
They come out.
When you hit the coach and hit them, they just say, okay, we're really Eagles. And I like the way they've responded. As we've seen, the tournament hasn't been easy for the big teams.
Yeah.
But the Super Eagles have, just gotten themselves back to favorites position. But kudos to Senegal and Morocco. They just showed that, look, we're not here to play.
That can turn out victory.
Yeah.
But like you said, the big teams are struggling. You look at their results. Egypt, 2 points from 2 games.
Yeah.
And
Ghana,
1 point from 2 games. Nigeria, 4 points from 2 games. What could be the reason why the big teams are struggling? How we are able to close the gap between them and the big teams?
Well, maybe it's not surprising that the 2 teams that actually shown the most at the World Cup, just about 13 months ago, Morocco and Senegal as well. Senegal came in on the back end of being African champions. It's not surprising these are the top 2 teams in Africa.
Yeah.
So these are guys who know that we don't really underestimate any team now. They have played probably more matches, been at the World Cup and all that. The likes of Nigeria couldn't make it, Egypt couldn't make it to the World Cup as well. Maybe, but then African football is changing.
The landscape is changing.
It is changing. The Equatorial Guinea side, all of them now play abroad.
The Cape Verde team, 6 points from 2 games.
I'm telling you, most of the players play abroad. In the past you'd see them home-based players. You see them, maybe they just take one guy who is also a driver. He plays part-time
Sunday football, part-time soccer.
But look at this team. They have professionals who are playing in big teams abroad, so it's really changing now. And I think that is one aspect of it. Secondly, these are teams that are trying to make a market at the Afcon. They've been coming, but nothing has been coming to them. So they will definitely come in with more vigor. So that's precisely what's going on. Things have changed. Afcon football is not the way it used to be, and the big teams really need to prepare well, and also know that it's no jokes. Again, some of them have complained about the weather. It is crazy.
Hot and humid.
It is very crazy. That's why you should be able to camp where the weather would be like here. Like Super Eagles, for instance, went to Africa.
What's
They went out of Africa.
Would that be to acclimatize to condition, knowing that you're going to play under the tropical African weather and you're camping Abu Dhabi?
So I think that was a setback, but I think they're bouncing back. The players do know that whether it's come sun or rain, you have to just make it count, because Nigerians will not expect anything less than progression from the group stage, and then maybe that's when we'll now start seeing if we can really do it again.
Coming to that slogan, I don't like that slogan. Let's do it again, because the closest we come to Afcon was I think bronze medal finish in the last edition.
Yeah,
last time I won it was when Destiny Cage made so called rest in peace, and we said let's do it again. What are we doing again? Is it a thoughtless finish? What are we doing again?
Well, definitely what they mean is let's
win again.
Win again. So
But you say let's do it again.
It's
You're
confusing.
talking about your last performance. Let's say Senegal and I say let's do it again. They are the champions.
yeah. It
So
makes more sense, right?
Makes more sense.
But I mean, let's do it again. Obviously means let's win it again. Maybe they should have said, what now? Let's do it like we did that time. And then when someone said after the Equatorial Guinea game, and then said, let's do it again. Say what? Don't do it again. Don't draw it. Don't draw again.
You see, I think, like you say, Senegal has shown that never young decimated heart of a champion. You see how they decimated the
Gambia.
not
Gambia
even
and
Cameroon.
Cameroon, yeah.
Even Cameroon. Look at the coordination, the cohesion, everything they have. Do you think Senegal is en route to reclaim their crown?
They're obviously there. They have a bunch of young players now. Even Sadio Mane is not the key man anymore.
He ain't key man anymore.
So you have a young player.
Ismaila
there.
Sarr.
Yeah, Sarr is there. Some other players who are really hitting it hard. So they have a great team, no doubt about that. But I mean, they are number one favorites. They are defending champions, and they Morocco just two of them. Recently, a recent poll put Nigeria as number 4.
Number 4 favorite to win it.
Yeah, so like number 4 favorite because of the way they sort of decimated or held
The host country,
the
Ivorians.
who were, I mean, after the first game, they were put there as number 2 favorites, so to say. So Cote d'Ivoire number 3, Nigeria number 4 now. So I think Senegal, you're always going to respect them.
Egypt,
Come up
Pharaohs,
the Pharaohs, obviously, with these first 2 games, you're not going to fear the Pharaohs now, but let's see what happens in their final game.
I mean, we saw Mo Salah during the pre-match conference, talking about, he really want to win the Afcon. And looking at his age, if they fail to win it now, do you see Mo Salah lifting that coveted African crown?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is the last Afcon because the Afcons are coming in very fast. We have another Afcon next year, in Morocco.
In Morocco.
2015. So, if they fail to win it this time, it's already looking like they might not be able to get it this time, because of the shaky start. But never underestimate Egypt. We beat them in their first game in 2020.
They went ahead to the final.
They went to the final. So, but I don't think they have those exciting players like all these other teams have. Everyone just rolling around Mohamed Salah and all.
Okay, now I want to play devil's advocate. Mo Salah, Abu Treka. During his time, Egypt dominated the African scene.
Of course.
Won the Afcon back to back to back to back. Who would you say is the most influential Egyptian player? On the when as regard the Afcon, not European
Not
soccer.
European.
Yeah, not the
Of
Afcon.
course
Abu
it's-
Treka or Mo Salah for the Pharaohs.
It has to be Abu Treka. But the thing about his era was that there were other players, there were other very great players that came together and formed that,
90% of that,
were
that's home base
Were home
with the
base.
Egyptian league.
That's right. So they had great players now, Sam, all of them. They had them. If Abu Treka wasn't there, the likes of Mido even just came.
Mido, yeah, same here.
So, but like you said, you had to distinguish it. If it's about the biggest Egyptian player, abroad,
Mo
ever,
Salah, definitely.
it has to be Mo Salah. But he still needs to do a lot with the national team. Even when they hosted it at home in 2019, a lot of people expected, but they were knocked out. I think that was South Africa. Yeah, so a lot needs to be done. It kind of reminds me of Cote d'Ivoire when Didier Drogba.
Yeah, he has to win that Afcon. There was no way Drogba could
You know?
have bowed out an
So it
elephant
was
without
like that.
hosting that trophy.
Didier
He did.
Drogba, everybody was waiting, look, we go, and all of that. So maybe it's at the twilight of his national team career that Mohamed Salah will grab it. But this time, no more. People are they trick. Nobody they trick for anybody.
Don't give anybody you
Nobody they grill for
Afcon.
anybody for this Afcon. No. Super Eagles self, no they grill.
Ah.
But we must give kudos to the Super Eagles on the way they handle the elephants.
I mean, people are into overdrive with that performance against the host country. It doesn't overdrive without that VR penalty. Still having a draw. So I don't see anything spectacular. I don't know. Maybe I might be I'll be cynical right here, or maybe I'm over expecting them to perform. But people are into overdrive as regards their performance. Take away that penalty. What other thing did they do? Assuming they're going to get a second goal, so okay, penalty, then individual goal, run of play, and all that. But they didn't get it. What if Ivory Coast have begged them back? It have been a draw too.
Okay. So you noticed that the team started playing defensive at some point. If there was no goal, obviously I expected Osebisero to be very more
attacking minded.
Yeah. So it only made sense that to play safe. I'm just saying that I'm not in his mind, but I think that strategy in like the latter part of the game was okay. He still brought in Bright Osai, who's an attack-minded player. You know, he tried once or twice to get the goal. Moses Simon as well. So there was some attack, but I think the problem that we're having now is the only out-and-out striker that we have in that team is Victor Osimhen.
He's not scoring.
Yeah, and he's the one, and he's not scoring. You know, everyone is on him. There should be someone who's going to bail him out. And Ademola Lookman is not seeming like that person. Maybe we should just get some pressure off Victor Osimhen and see how
from the bench.
Yeah, see how Onuachu can just come in and start the game, and maybe Osimhen starts from the bench, or you play twin strikers. So that a lot of pressure will be taken off Victor.
I think he's carrying the weight of over 200 million Nigerians
it's a
on
lot,
his young
man.
shoulder.
At the point, when DJ Drogba talked with him and Adebayo, they told him to calm down because they knew he was nervous.
He's still young.
Yeah,
he got a lot of years to play. Even if he didn't win it this time, that he is a reigning African king, he can still win it again.
That's the future captain of the Super.
Yeah, future captain of Super Eagles.
So he's already. To win the best player in Africa at this age.
Something
that's why the rest of the stars in Africa respect him, and they're just flocking around him. Drogba sees what he was like. That's how Drogba was like.
When I was this age, this is me, a gangling striker.
And very daring and all of that. So there's a lot of weight on him. We need to look to the bench and say, okay, there's somebody there that can bail him out. But Onuachu, unfortunately, now starts 5 minutes too. So
to the end of that game against Ivory Coast.
I think we didn't get to ask the coach that, but I think that his first reason was that Onuachu came to camp late.
Yeah.
But now,
which is understandable.
Now he has played another game. Let's see what happens in this game now. The strategy to keep it tight at the back was great. It was definitely great. Keep it tight. You already got a goal up. However the goal came, it doesn't matter.
Goal is a goal.
But they soaked in the pressure.
They contain the Ivorians.
We saw brilliance. In fact, to even score that penalty takes a lot of courage.
Nerve. Step up.
And you saw that goal, man. He didn't blink. And even if the goalkeeper was there, he could have pushed the goalkeeper in. Yeah, so they showed character. They need to get goals to advance. You definitely need to get goals, and that's what Osebisero needs to work on and be very worried about. If we end up playing a stalemate in the knockout stage, we'll get to penalties. Is Stanley Wabali really tested? Let's try and avoid that. That's for me, man.
Avoid that.
Avoid penalties.
Him on, sport
I don't want penalties. Just avoid it because that guy is new, and it's not. Yeah, it could be anybody's game.
Could be anybody's game. Sam and George Essien, the man with the biggest voice, right here on ASN Sports TV, talking about the Afcon and his perspective. He has given us that informed opinion about the Afcon and what he really think about it. So from here, we'll be heading to Super Eagles open training for us to have, a sneak peek of what we might see tomorrow against Guinea-Bissau. My name is Sam, and keep it there on ASN Sports TV.
I'm the mighty George.
What a rush.